Good evening, guys. This is Kenzo, Xtrahot Forex. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, like, share with your friends. So, you know what? I thought that I should do this video because I think there are some people who actually don't really understand why gold it's flying like this, you see. And actually, it's seriously flying. You can see on the screen there that this thing is actually crazy. So why is gold on a record high? There are so many reasons behind that. And before we continue on other things, you can actually see that even if we don't really do anything much, you saw that S&P 500 already it's also going up, Nasdaq is going up, US30 is going up. So why gold this time is just doing its thing? Why gold doesn't really follow the likes of Nasdaq or US stocks? We know that mostly they use gold as they hedge for the risk, right? If you don't really want to lose both sides, we run straight to gold because we know that it can't lose its value towards zero. You see, that's why now it's surprising. We see the stock market, US stock market going up, and also gold, it's also going up. Why? There are a few reasons and we need to go straight to that. So don't, and just know that this video is not gonna take much longer. I prepared something very quick for you, right? So actually this year, only this year, Jan to March, already gold actually gained almost 5%. And if we count for 12 months, that number is going to be around 19%, which is crazy, or we can say it's a good investment. On that, if maybe we check S&P 500, because I already did my homework, S&P 500 for 12 months, already it actually reached 18%, which is actually great. But on that, it's not really surprising because we saw that slowly it was going up throughout the year, right? But why is gold flying? Why is gold flying? Yes, but just understand that mostly we see stuff like this happening when we have some serious issues like geopolitical news. Another simplest one I will say, remember we have some geopolitical news between Israel and Gaza. Then the other one is actually Russia and Ukraine. That one it's obvious. And since Ukraine and Russia, I think that war actually saturated to a point where we no longer, it's like we no longer care much. It's not like I'm not saying that we don't really care, but we no longer, they even on the news, they don't longer talk much about that. But the recent one, which is Gaza and Israel, it's actually the recent one. But still, the market did not really go crazy as much, right? So, with this type of a gain here, it's surprising because also US stock gained. We know that they have to go in the opposite direction, right? But actually, another surprising thing is, this type of moves is not similar to 2000 financial crisis, 2000 like year 2000 financial crisis, or COVID-19 pandemic. It's a different thing, right? And that's why it's not really easier for everyone to understand, right? So a key factor behind gold rally, it's because things are not looking good for other markets outside of the US. So let me just repeat that. So other stocks or other markets outside of United States, they are not performing very well. So when we say, or when we talk about other stocks, we're talking about Japan, we're talking about UK, United Kingdom, we're talking about Germany. If maybe you did check some news last month or last month, they said UK and Germany, they were about to go on a recession. And that was crazy. So even Japan was also going aggressively down. So that is something that it's actually, you have to understand that beside the US, if I still remember, US, they said they're going to miss the GDP with negative 0.1, but surprisingly, they came around 2% if I checked very well, right? So US is not behind this let's say US, I'm talking about us who like to buy stocks on the US, everyone who is investing in NASDAQ, whatever, we can say US investors. So they are not behind this rally. So which means we're not really buying that much. But since we are going to continue, you will see what's really happening. You'll understand why actually they are not behind that. So Chinese investors, let's be clear, Chinese investors, they are mostly the ones which are behind this gold rally, but there must be the reason behind that, right? So if you still remember, or if you don't know, China, it's actually the second largest economy, second, like second largest economy in the world, so behind US, right? But currently their economy is not performing very well. If you do check the news, if you still remember their commercial real estate, it's like not doing good at all. So what about if those real estate investors they are losing money? Where do you think the quickest thing to invest in is gonna be? It's not going to be buying US stocks. Nope. It's going to be simple because they're going to hedge against their losses, which means they have to do what? They have to buy gold. Remember what I said? China is the second biggest or largest economy. And their real estate and other things besides that, but real estate issue was like all over the news. So which means those people or those investors, they are now hedging their losses against what? Against gold. If I still remember, I did check some other news. They say actually the biggest half of all this movement went to China. Half of gold reserves went to China last month, and let's say this year, which means it's actually too much because they just buy like non-stop. So, and if maybe we're talking about the gold market cap, I think it's around 3.2 trillion. I saw this news actually on JP Morgan stuff and stuff like that, you see. So all this thing actually, it's because Chinese economy is not really performing very well, and this creates gold as a safe haven because they can't buy US bonds. Why? Because US bonds also, it's not really good to buy US bonds these days because they are afraid of sanction and stuff like that. Remember, there is this thing of Taiwan invasion, whatever. You can see that all over the news. So they can't buy more US bonds because if they buy more, what if they freeze their cash or their billions of dollars, right? So they don't really want to do that. So, and again, it's not actually China alone. If you go on maybe CNBC or yahoo.com, or let's say Yahoo, on Yahoo markets, let's say live, maybe on YouTube or whatever, there are some investors which think maybe inflation is still going to do what? Is still going to go up. Or let's say unexpected inflation can still go up. And if it goes up, obviously, Fed, they will try to do what? To add another interest rate. So what do? Just because they think like that, they actually see gold as something that they can purchase actually against the dollar because they don't really want those aggressive interest rates. I hope this makes sense. China is buying because they're trying to hedge their losses, which they are actually now, it's happening now, against their real estate. In the US, we know every month they are talking about interest rates, inflation, CPIs, PCEs. All those numbers, they still showing us that inflation is going to go higher. And if maybe this month they still going to go up, we know very well that a smaller statement from the Fed it's gonna make the market go crazy. So there are people who are actually thinking about that, oh, there is still a chance that inflation can go up. And if inflation is going up, it's obvious that they're going to increase the rates. And even other US investors are doing what? Are also buying. You see, it's actually less on us. Like, we don't really, even if we buy, we can't just make that bigger of a difference. You see. So that is the reason why gold is flying the way it's flying. And the way things are going, even though we can have maybe some small reversals, it seems like the market will still go even higher. So I can say, please, can you stop maybe going against this trend, because it seems like it's still going to go even higher, more than this, you see. So, and if maybe you are used to trade gold, knowing that, oh, gold, maybe it's when we see gold going up, we will see maybe the dollar going down. No, it's a different story this time, as I did explain on the start of this video. So as I said, I don't really want to make this video very long. I think maybe it will help one or two people to understand what's really happening. So anyways, guys, for those who wants to be part of the team, earlier I told my people that, you know what, I'm giving you 12 months on this. If maybe you want to be part of the team, this week, once you join, this is gonna be ×2, which means you're gonna get 12 months from this $48. You can scan this QR code or WhatsApp me, then you can start to be part of the team, and you can receive this type of information, so that when you trade, you at least understand what's really happening, and you don't just go on the market without thinking twice. I hope this maybe will help one or two of you. So don't forget to smash that subscribe, like, share with your friends. This is Kenzo. I will see you on the next one. Bye.